Guys, Fluffy here, and I'm going to show you how to use OBS, or Open Broadcaster. So, I am using Open Broadcaster to record this video, so it may look a little weird. So I'm going to open up my Open Broadcaster here. Let me go ahead and shrink that down. Now, a lot of people are wondering, hey, how do I set it up? Well, once you have installed it, let's go ahead and do some settings. Your general is just going to basically give you your language, make a profile. Now, if you notice, this is notification area icon. I have that checked because then it throws it down here in the corner, so I don't have this big thing running right here. Now, when it comes to encoding, you have multiple options. You have the X264 Quick Sync, then NVIDIA ENC. Basically, just continue to use the encoder here. Now, you have a bit rate that you can set. 3K bit rate is good for 1080p, like the low end of 1080p, like recording. I'll put a link in the description below on like what bit rates equal what video output. Now remember, if you record at a higher bit rate, it is going to make your machine run a little bit slower. When it comes to audio encoding, I prefer AAC 48 kilohertz, a bitrate of 128. You can make it higher, but that's depending on your hardware. Now you have broadcast settings. You have two options. You have file output, which is what I use, and then you have live stream, which is something that you can read on like twitch.tv how to set up, and I'll give you a link in the description below for that. So, you have your video. Now, I don't want to save my settings. And you can choose your video adapter here. Now, I have the choice between the integrated HD or my GeForce 740M. I'm going to use my 740M to record. Now, I'm going to use a custom resolution, which is this, which is actually what the screen resolution of this, the max screen resolution of my screen. I'm not going to downscale it, and I'm going to run it at 30 FPS. To be very honest, that's really all you need to set it to. Unless you're having some issues with your recording, you can get away with 22 to 25, because the human eye really can't see much more than that. You have your audio settings, which in my case, basically you have the option to use your speakers of whatever's plugged into your device. I have it configured to use my Turtle Beach headset, and I'm forcing it to use my microphone. You don't really have to use any of this. If you want to force it to mono, it means it'll sound a little bland. You can set hotkeys. So basically you can set push to talk and whatnot. In my case, I can start recording with a mouse click, which is mouse button number 5, which is on the side of my mouse. So I can start recording and stop recording with the same button. You can start a live stream and whatnot with buttons. You can set those by simply clicking, pressing the letter. Nothing really hard there. Now you have your advanced settings. Normally, this is really what everything needs to be set on. This is what works. It's also set up for live streaming. So that's one thing. You have your quick sync encoder. You can just leave those settings alone. And then your noise gate, which again, just leave those settings alone. Now, one thing you're going to want to do is when you actually have your broadcast settings and you set it to file output, make sure you know where you want to save your stuff at, and so forth. Now, let's go ahead and show you how to set up a screen. Well, what you're going to do is in this little box, you're going to right-click and remove anything that's there already. Go ahead and right-click, click Add Scene, and then name it whatever you want. Mine is just recording. In this case, we could do Live Stream. And the screen's going to go black. I'll bring it back here real quick. live stream, and that's going to create a new scene for you. So for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to stay in recording, and we're going to assume that I'm in live stream. So over here underneath sources, you have my monitor capture. If you notice, if I check it, I turn my entire capturing of my monitor on and off. To do this, if you click add, you'd click monitor capture. Then you choose like whatever you want to call it. I'm going to just call it monitor capture 2 for now. You'll have a window like this. And you actually, if you have multiple screens, you can actually choose which screen to record. If you don't want your mouse being shown, you just uncheck that. I mean, that's really all there is to it. If you'll want to record like a subregion of your screen, you'd play with these settings. Nothing really we want to learn in this tutorial. Now, let's say we want to add like a little permanent watermark or an image on our beautiful screen here. Well, if you click add, and you go down to image, I'm just going to go ahead and name it avatar. And I'm going to choose my avatar here on my desktop. Once I've done that, I can change the opacity. In my case, I'm going to make it 50% opacity, and then I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Notice it's right here in my corner. I'm going to go ahead and let's just change the opacity to 100 so you can actually see everything that I'm doing. So there you go. Now, how do we move this? That's just weird. Well, I can't right-click on it or anything like that. What you need to do is you right-click on Avatar. You right-click on Position and Size. And if I want to center it in my screen, I click Center. If I right-click on it and I go, okay, I want to move it to the bottom, and then I'm going to right-click again. I'm going to move it to the far right edge, so it's down here in the corner. Now, if you want to move it around and place it where you want to place it, you can click Edit Scene, and then you have control over where you want to move it on the screen. In my case, I'm going to go ahead and shrink it down a little bit by hitting the corner, and I'm going to put it right here in the corner, and you can use your mouse, not your mouse, but your arrow keys to bump it up and over. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then once I've done that, I'm going to click Edit Scene again. And now in my video, you should actually see my icon down here in the lower corner, and my mouse is all disappearing and stuff behind it. So that's how you would add like an image. If you wanted to add like some kind of text, you could do text. You can name it whatever you want. And then in this case, you can choose the font that you want. In my case, I'm going to use my, I think it's, let me find it. Oops. There we go. We'll use this, and I will go Hello World, just for the giggles and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and make it bold, font size 48, and click OK. Now, if you notice up here in the top corner, it says Hello World now. You can actually edit that some more, add opacity to it. You can actually add an outline. In my case, I'm going to add an outline of red, and you should see some of this like happening like as I'm doing this. You can change the thickness of the of it. In my case, that would be that right there, just so it's like kind of pops out. You can change the background color of certain things. In this case, the background color is not really going to do much for you. I could change the opacity to 100, so it makes it like that purple ugliness. Here where you actually have color, you can change the color of your text to like whatever you want. You can italicize it, underline it, vertical it, so I can flip that stuff because I'm awesome. Rawr. You can, I can't remember what point filtering does, so change the size. You can use custom text extents. You can wrap it so it actually does some other stuff. You can align it right, left, center. Really, the best way to learn, and this is how I learned Open Broadcaster, was to simply play around. I mean, that's all you really have to do. Now, one really important thing is if you are a laptop user that has dual graphics, you do not want to run it underneath as your, you want to run Open Broadcaster as your, basically under the integrated graphics, and then in Open Broadcaster you can tell it what graphics card to use to record with. So there also, I believe, you can, oh, here we go, like game capture. Let's show you how to capture a game. I'm going to go ahead and open up Minecraft, and I'm going to make it just itty bitty, and you'll notice it's taken some love off my my machine. I'm going to go ahead and click play. Okay, once that is up and running, I'm going to go ahead and make it just itty bitty for this moment so I can show you exactly what's going on. I'm going to right click, I'm going to click add. Now I'm going to click game capture. I'm going to go ahead and click whatever. Now you'll notice you have an application set here. In my case I have my Skype and my Java, like the Minecraft. I click on it, and to be very honest, I click OK. Now you notice it's right here in the middle of my screen, and if I increase it, it in theory will increase on the screen. Now, well, let's say we want this to stretch always, no matter what size you play it on your screen. You're going to go ahead and do the properties on the game capture device, and there's a place that says stretch image to screen. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then there you go. In this case, if you notice, you do want to kind of stretch it out and whatnot. But again, just play with it till you get it to be what you want. In my case, I can edit the scene. I should be able to edit the scene, and if I wanted just Minecraft to be like right there, I can do that. Or if I want to make it fit the entire size of the screen, I can do that as well. So it's really all in your preference. So the other thing you can do is you can actually add webcams and stuff to this. So if you click add, right click again in that box, and you click add, and you click video capture device, you click OK, you're going to have your video capture device right here. In my case, I'm not really in the mood to show my face on this video. I've been kind of sick. Basically, you play with these settings the best you want to. You can enable the audio device. I don't. Nope, just kind of You can add opacity so you can make it kind of see-through and whatnot. You can change the custom resolution of the webcam through right here. Basically, play with those settings till you get it to the way you want. Now, if you want to make your webcam size bigger, larger, bigger stuff on your screen, like what you're going to do is you'll click on it once and click Edit Scene, and then you'll be able to increase the size of your webcam by simply messing with this thing, like the red outline of the cam. So this has been a pretty basic tutorial. Now, if you notice right here, if I click this, this will actually shut off my mic. Oh, wrong area. That'll turn my mic back on. Now, if I want to hear like system sounds and stuff like that, this. So basically, I want people to hear my Minecraft music and whatnot, this is what I would use. Or if I want to allow people to be heard in like TeamSpeak or Skype, this right here. And you'll mess with these sounds, the sound settings, till you actually get it to what works best for you. So guys, this was just a real basic tutorial on Open Broadcaster and how to play around with it, getting it set to what you want it set to. One other thing I did forget, let's say you want to switch between scenes extremely quickly. If you right click on the scene, you can actually set a hotkey to whatever you want it to be. So you can actually press a button and it'll go to that like right away. So that's one thing you can do, guys. So again, guys, I'm your Fluffy Walrus. Please leave likes, comments, all that good stuff. There'll be some links down below on like bitrate and whatnot. But guys, man, again, subscribe. I'll make more videos. You tell me what kind of how-to video you want me to make, and I will do that how-to video for you the best I can. Not a problem. Pretty easy, all that good stuff. Well, guys, remember, like, comments down below, subscribe. I am your fluffy walrus, and I will definitely catch you on that flip side.